Gamer Bros harassed me at a tournament. They didn't know I was their reigning champ. I'd been competing under the gamertag Void Killer for 3 years, and nobody knew the faceless champion who'd won 5 major tournaments was actually a 19-year-old girl named Ashley, which is exactly how I wanted it when I showed up to compete in person at my first LAN event. The second I walked into the tournament hall, a group of guys at the registration table started laughing and asking if I was lost, because the anime convention was next door. The tallest one, wearing a team jersey with Calvin on the back, slowly explained that this was a serious competition for professional players, not a casual Friday night where I could play Candy Crush on my phone. His friend Otto asked if my boyfriend was competing and offered to show me where the girlfriend section was so I could cheer properly without getting confused by all the complicated gameplay. When I said I was registering to compete, Calvin spit out his energy drink and said, "Oh, this is precious. She thinks she can hang with real players because she beat her little brother at Mario Kart once." Otto grabbed the registration form from my hands and read my entry out loud in a high-pitched voice, asking if I even knew what APM meant, or if I thought it was some kind of tampon brand. Kevin joined in saying I probably used a controller with pink buttons while my character wore bikini armor because that's the only way girls knew how to play. Calvin grabbed my wrist and forced my hand into position, explaining that real gamers used claw grip for better reaction times, not whatever manicure-friendly technique I probably used. He pressed down hard on my fingers until my knuckles cracked while I wanted to tell him I'd been using that exact grip since I was 12 but kept my mouth shut. Otto dumped out my equipment from my backpack, holding up my custom mouse that cost more than his entire setup, and laughing that it was probably programmed with macros because girls always needed to cheat. They started quizzing me on game knowledge while Calvin stood uncomfortably close, breathing down my neck and saying I smelled like Victoria's Secret instead of grinding ranked matches. When I rattled off the answers perfectly because I'd literally written guides on this stuff, Otto accused me of Googling on my phone and demanded I hand it over. Kevin went through my photos making gagging noises, saying he bet I had an OnlyFans where desperate losers paid to watch me play badly in lingerie. Calvin noticed my tournament badge had a competitor number and his face went red with actual anger. He grabbed it and held it up to everyone in line, screaming that diversity quotas were destroying competitive gaming. I bet she blew the organizer to get that spot, loud enough for the entire hall to hear, and my face went red, but I kept my cool because reacting would just make it worse. Calvin cornered me against the registration table and put his hand over my mouth when I tried to defend myself. Nobody wants to hear your victim complex when everyone knows you're just here to promote your Twitch stream where simps donate their rent money. His hand was pressing so hard I could taste blood from my lip catching on my teeth. Otto filmed everything while Kevin started a chant getting other guys to yell that I should go back to the kitchen. My heart was racing when Calvin pulled up the tournament bracket showing everyone that I was in their pool, announcing he was going to make an example of me. Otto said he'd already started making thumbnail art for the YouTube video called Female Gamer Gets Reality Check, with my registration photo photoshopped to show me crying. Kevin grabbed my mouse from the table and licked it slowly while maintaining eye contact, saying that's the closest I'd ever get to being touched by a real gamer, then threw it on the ground and stepped on the cable until it sparked.